It's not unusual that people I invite on the show start their careers in traditional ways. It follows what we all are told. Find a job, do the work, get the paycheck, and today's guest also followed that script. He found a way to work. He had an aha moment. He saw an opportunity to create something where it didn't yet exist. Jeff Bitton grew up in a small town and went off to college. One way to fund it was doing door-to-door sales. And today, he has moved to become the brainchild of a startup that gives everyone a voice while helping people grow their businesses in a more genuine and authentic way to connect. So, Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
All right. Well, we all know door-to-door sales is not the easiest way to get started. Tell us a little bit about what you were selling and what lessons you learned early in that business.
Yeah, so when I was going to college, my brother he was co-owner of a pest control company in Southern California, and he and my older brothers had gone and done door-to-door sales with pest control. And so I decided to give it a shot, and I went down there and did well my first year, and then did even better the following years. And so I ended up selling pest control door-to-door in Southern California for 4 years, 2 years in Riverside and 2 years in San Diego. So it's, like you said, the door-to-door sales is not for everybody. You've got to have thick skin. You've got to be willing to put in a lot of hours in the grueling heat and just see if you make money at it. It's not something that anything is ever given to you or guaranteed. There's no hourly wage with door-to-door sales, and if you don't get the sale, you don't make the check. So anyway, so it's really, really difficult. Most people don't ever want to be in that situation where they have to do door-to-door sales because it's an intimidating line of work. It's uncomfortable. It's awkward knocking on people's doors, and when they open that door, there's that first couple of seconds where you have the chance to either make or break your introduction. In fact, one of the things that I do often, whenever somebody knocks on my door now, I get excited every time there's a door-to-door salesman because I want to hear their pitch. I want to see how they do it. And so often they'll open the door, they'll stand like 10 or 15 feet back, and they're like, "Hi, sir, how are you today?" And I'm like, "Oh, no. That's a terrible way to start off because you're instantly giving me the option to turn you down." And so like I almost go into a training, like coaching session with those people. I spend more time with those door sales reps, not buying their products most of the time, but teaching them how to do it better, whatever they're trying to do, so that they can make it work. And anyway, so it's a tough job. I did pest control for 4 years. Then I started a little carpet cleaning company while I was going to school in Rexburg, and I went and sold carpet cleaning services door to door for a year, and then continued to grow that company.
Yeah. So Jeff, I love that. I'm sure the look on their face when you start training them is a bit of a shock, but also some relief in there. And, I think about it, very much like the internet, where we can jump in and out and kind of how to have a hidden identity. In door-to-door sales, you're very unlikely to see that person again if you tell them no. Yeah. So sometimes people may not be using their kindest tone or their best manners as they're having a conversation with that person. Right. All right.
You're right. And I think one of the other things about that is, like, we're on their property, like we're imposing on them and their dinner time and all that kind of stuff. And so I get it. I understand that, like, look, I'm not interested in buying anything right now. So you really have like 5 seconds to see if you can create that emotional connection to where they want to hear a little bit more about what you do and who you are.
Mm-hmm. So you went through that, you started a carpet cleaning company. Tell me what led you into starting the company you have today.
Yeah, so I did that carpet cleaning service for 9 years. We ended up buying another carpet cleaning company in Fresno, California. That one went well. So I thought I was going to go on and create this cleaning empire where we were just going to buy out cleaning and restoration companies and bring them into our fold. Well, we bought another company in Houston in 2018, and after the first year, we'd lost over $200,000 on that company due to some changes that had happened with restoration after Hurricane Harvey, things that we couldn't control. And so because of the frustration with that company, that's what gave us the idea for 59, where we were spending lots of money on all the marketing platforms out there, all of the major platforms that everybody recognizes that have lots of 5-star ratings and lots of different ways to get those leads. And at the end of the day, we were just really frustrated that they were very expensive. A lot of them had very deceptive lead practices. The way that you would get leads and stuff was very deceptive. And then also just the biased rankings. Like really, whenever you go to Google or Yelp or HomeAdvisor or any other platform, the companies that those platforms push are the ones that paid them the most money. And I'm like, that's not good for the consumer. I want to like see which companies I resonate with or which companies would serve me well. And so I kind of went back to the idea of door to door, and I'm like, what was so effective with door to door? And that's when we realized that online, all I am to people is a link, a star rating, a logo, discount sale, pictures, whatever it is. But when I was on their doorstep, I was a real human being to those people, and a human being that can emotionally connect with those people. And so that's when we had the idea, let's bring kind of that door to door experience online and allow people to get to know these business people in less than a minute. So we call it Pitch 59, where everybody gets to deliver their elevator pitch for 59 seconds on what we call a pitch card that you can give to customers, friends, contacts, everybody else, and they can refer and introduce you to their contacts in about 5 seconds. But it also allows you to network with everybody else that has a pitch card on the Pitch 59 platform. And in the future, it'll serve as a search platform similar to like the Yelps and HomeAdvisors and Googles of the world.
All right. So I want to dig into this a little bit more. As you were talking about people clicking on the link, and you really showed up as a transaction or a commodity, and people could click and cost you a lot of money and never even become a customer. So the difference between the clicking and engaging with an unknown entity versus the ability to have that emotional connection there, there is something about building trust in there. So let's talk about the home services industry, which you were in. Before I think about inviting a home service provider into my home, I have to have a great degree of trust that I want to let that person onto my property. So what experiences did you see as far as carpet cleaning, and home services? How was that trust important?
It's incredibly important, and not just with services that they go into your home, but anybody that has access. You think about it like a financial advisor. How much have you got to trust those people? What about realtors that are coming into your home and taking you to other people's homes? What about like doctors, pediatricians, OBGYNs, those types of, you've got to have a great deal of trust with a lot of the different business professionals that you work with. And when all we are is reduced down to a star rating or to a website link or a headshot, there's no way for me to actually get to know and trust that person. There was another person that I'm just remembering that we had a doctor one time, and online he had great ratings. And when we got to know him, it was a terrible experience. And so anybody can buy their reputation online now, right? So, I mean, you look at Amazon, you look at Google, how many of those reviews and ratings are paid for? How many of those platforms used reputation management companies to get their bad reviews off? And so it's really hard to know what to trust and what not to trust. And so we as human beings, though, were given a gift of being able to read people. And we're really good at it. Like everybody that I know is really good at reading other people's like body language, their metaverbal, their nonverbal, the intonation in their voice, the way that they talk, so that they can see if that would be somebody that they would like, that they would want to work with, that they can trust. And so as a carpet cleaner, like I told you, we were going into people's homes and like into the most private areas of their homes. We would be cleaning their carpet in their master bedroom closets, where they have all of their clothes and their dressers and their jewelry and everything else right there. We would be going into their kids' bedrooms. We'd be going into their lofts and to their attics and to their basements and everywhere. Like there wasn't any place that we didn't go in most people's homes when you're a carpet cleaner and or a cleaning professional of any sort. Anyway, and so it requires that you trust that person coming into your home, or like I said before, with like doctors and other professionals going to their place, it requires that same amount of trust. And so we just wanted to create a platform where everybody could be a human being and introduce themselves in a different way, a more personal way, and then have it on a card that everybody could refer and network around to their contacts.
All right. So when you're talking about a card, which is a pitch card, is what your product is, it's different than a traditional digital business card, is it not?
Yeah, it's very different. In fact, we don't even call ourselves a digital business card because we don't want people to think that it's like another dot or popple or link or blank or something like that, or hi hello. It's a totally different product. You'll use it as your business card, but the way that it works, it's built to get you referrals, introductions, to network with all the other people on the platform, and be a search platform as well. So it's not this. It's kind of like if you took LinkedIn and Yelp and YouTube and business cards and they all had a baby. That's kind of what Pitch 59 is.
All right. So that's opened up a whole story loop here. We're taking all of these platforms, putting them together. So I think the thing that really struck me about Pitch 59, and just, for pure transparency here, I was invited to an event in which I got to learn a little bit more about Pitch 59, and I couldn't wait until the session was done to sign up, because I saw the true advantage in being able to network 24/7. So in last week's episode, I talked about how to really make good use of your time and strategically network and meet the people that you really need to meet to move your business forward. I think far too often we leave networking to chance. So if I'm going to invest time in my business in networking, I want it to work 24/7. And this is one reason why I signed up for a Pitch 59 pitch card. So Jeff, could you tell us a little bit about how the video component really elevates this to a whole new level?
Absolutely. I would encourage everybody, just go to pitch59.com and watch some of the pitch cards on there. If you scroll down just a little bit, you'll be able to meet me and a bunch of other companies that have pitch cards there. It totally changes the game. And when you watch somebody's pitch for the first 15, 20, 30 seconds, you're like, I like that person. I already trust that person, and I would want to work with that person. Other times, it's like, you know what? I don't think we'd really jive. I don't think we'd be a good fit for each other. And so you'll recognize right off the bat that it's not a good fit. But what's beautiful about that is you don't have to spend your time or effort or money going to that person's office or having that person come out to your house to introduce themselves. They do it online via their pitch card. And so the whole premise of Pitch 59 is that you get 59 seconds to present yourself. You can't go over 59.4 seconds. We chop every video off at that point. But, and then like we help you create your elevator pitch too. A lot of people, when they come on and create a pitch card, they're like, oh, I don't know what to say or how to say it. Well, don't worry about that. All you do is just answer 5 questions and we'll generate your elevator pitch for you. And then you can tweak or edit that to make sure that it's your own. But anyway, so, and then you come on and then it's got a built-in teleprompter and it'll let you record your pitch right there on the platform. But it's just a different experience when you get to know people. And now, like, every time I get a message from somebody on LinkedIn or when I get an email from, like I said, from somebody I don't know, inside of me, I'm always like, they had a chance. If they would have just introduced me to themselves first so that I could meet them and just see if there's somebody that I would like or somebody that is interesting or something that I might benefit from, they may have had a chance. But because all they are is a picture and a short written message, I don't trust them from anybody else. And so it's amazing what can happen within the first 20, 30, 40 seconds of somebody's elevator pitch.
Yeah. And I think too, what I've recently observed is it used to be being an expert was enough, but no longer is the expertise enough because we've got AI that's curating all of these great thoughts. So the next level up is the authenticity of being able to connect in that energy exchange that you have, even through a video. You can tell, even before someone opens their mouth, you already make an impression on other people. But being able to have that connection is really important. So Jeff, I'd love to talk about an elevator pitch versus a sales pitch. Could you unpack that a little bit?
That's one of my favorite topics to discuss. So when I talk to most professionals, most of them don't know that there's a difference between an elevator pitch and a sales pitch. Most of them just consider them both a pitch, which it sometimes has a negative connotation because people don't like to be sales pitched, but they kind of think of the elevator pitches as the same. But there's a big difference. And I'll do the same questions as before, Lori. So when was the last time you got a direct message on LinkedIn, or you got an email, or you got a text message, or some other message on some other platform from somebody that you did not know? And they said, Lori, I'd like to talk to you about your auto insurance. I think I can save you 25% on your auto insurance. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, all day, every day. And, we don't want to be sold to. We love to buy, but we don't want to be sold to.
Yeah. So you don't get super excited every time you see a message like that saying, oh, gee, I could save 25% on my auto insurance, right? Okay. So what happens though, if your sister reaches out to you, or a friend or a cousin or somebody like that, and they say, hey, Lisa, I think I can save you 25% on your auto insurance. Would you like to schedule a time to call or to chat? How does that make you feel? And what's your interest level at that point?
Yeah, at that difference, I've already got a relationship with the person, right? Like they know me, they know some of my priorities. And even if I don't need it, I will probably listen, because there's that that loyalty that we have, the ability to continue that relationship.
100%. So now I ask you, what is the difference between the two people? They said the exact same thing. One of them you're willing to listen to, the other one you're not. It's that foundation of trust. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that relationship and foundation of trust. And so the purpose of an elevator pitch is to build that foundation of trust first. The purpose of your sales pitch is to close on a deal. And so what we try to educate people on is that your elevator pitch has to come before your sales pitch, and don't conflate the two. You've got to make sure that you deliver an elevator pitch to somebody, giving them a window into who you are, what's unique and different about you, and why you do what you do, so that they can feel confident and feel that there's a foundation of trust there, so that they're willing and able to listen to your sales pitch, and it'll actually have interest for them now. So I see so many marketing companies getting this all wrong. So many marketing companies, all they do is just push their sales pitch over and over and over. They never try to build a foundation of trust with their client base. And if they would just tweak that and change that so that they start focusing on the foundation of trust before they even try to sell their product, then people would be much more willing to listen and to open up their ears to their product or service.
And Jeff, I have been pitched directly in LinkedIn in the DMs. And if you hit me at the right point, then I will take that opportunity to coach people on how to create a message, or even ask, does this really work for you? And here's what I know is it must work, because they keep doing it, and it's just a numbers game. Yeah, it's a numbers game. And a lot of times those messages are automated. But if we could help people connect with a message that starts that conversation.
Right, Lisa, it's gotten a little bit choppy on my end.
Okay. Well, we'll continue on here and see how we work through this. But can you share a time when someone used Pitch 59 with a well-crafted elevator pitch that you saw a breakthrough in their business?
Yeah, so we have a lot of different clients that use pitch cards in different ways and for different reasons. We have some people that aren't trying to get referrals, but they want to deliver their message to people that they just got introduced to, or that new clients that are coming on, they want to send them their pitch card first so that they get to know them. And it's almost like having a miniature version of yourself that goes out and sets the stage and sets the table for all the conversations that you're going to have in the future. And so we have customers that use it that way. We have a lot of customers that are trying to get more referrals and introductions. And the purpose of a pitch card is to make it easy to get referred and deliver your own elevator pitch, instead of relying on your customers and clients to try and do that for you. And so that's a big section of it. And then we have other clients that just want to network with other people on the Pitch 59 platform. And so it's kind of whatever you want it to be. It does all those things for you, and you can use it however is most effective for you. But we've had clients that have gotten the client that I know has gotten the most three-way introduction referrals in a day is 17 with their pitch card. But we have a lot of clients that have gotten 5, 10, 15 referrals in a day. But we try to train people to at least get a referral a day if that's what they're trying to get. I'm one of our biggest clients myself. And there was one day I got 47 three-way introduction referrals with my pitch card. And it's not because I'm beautiful, and it's not because I'm a great speaker or anything. it's because I know how to use the pitch cards and I know how to work those relationships so that people will refer and introduce me to their contacts. And so we can teach anybody to do it. It's just a matter of them coming on, create a pitch card, and then join one of our trainings, the webinars that you're going to get invites to once you have a pitch card.
Yes. And I do want to call that out. That is a key differentiator, because so many times we get introduced to a snazzy new piece of technology, an app, we sign on, we try it, and then it just sits there. So that's one thing I've been very impressed with Pitch 59 is you provide the support, you provide the training, and really demonstrate and model some of the benefits that we're able to achieve with it. So I do appreciate that about the company.
We want our customers to be successful. And one of the differences between Pitch 59 and a lot of the other software companies out there, I'm not a developer. I didn't create this because I know how to code and know how to build software products. We created this because I'm a small business owner that also does door-to-door sales, or did door-to-door sales. And I know how that whole situation works. And I knew that if we had a tool like a pitch card, it would make my life so much easier trying to get referrals and delivering my own message and value proposition to people rather than relying on other people to do it for me.
Yeah. And, if you think about that, people that refer you, they are an expert in their own field, and to give them the responsibility of trying to communicate your value proposition in a way that's compelling, that's a lot of burden on somebody else. So being able to say, hey, I want to introduce you to this person, and they get to speak about what they do. They get to talk about why they're excited. You get to see the energy that they can communicate with, their passion. I think it just elevates it to a totally different realm than what we have experienced before. Yeah.
I got to tell you a quick example of this. There was one time about 15 years ago, I was cleaning the carpet for a lady in her living room, and she was on the phone with like her mom or her sister or somebody else. And I heard her say, she was talking about our carpet cleaning, and she said, yeah, I've got Pure Clean here, and yeah, they're doing a great job. They have a machine that rubs the carpet. And then she kept talking, but I froze at that moment. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm doing. This is a rotary extraction machine. It doesn't rub your carpet. And so I thought the person on the other end is getting not my value proposition. They're thinking that I'm doing a bonnet pad or a buffer pad cleaning. And that's not what we do. We do a rotary extraction, but it would have been totally awkward for me to go up to that person and say, can I actually talk to her for just a second myself and explain what I'm doing? And so I obviously I didn't do that, but I was just thinking, how nice would it be if anytime somebody wanted to give me a referral, that they don't butcher my pitch, they don't butcher my value proposition. I get to do it myself. I just have them use my card and let me introduce myself and our product and service. And then it's easier for them too. They prefer that, because then they don't have to spend the mental time and effort and energy trying to figure out how to make that introduction and what to say and what information to include and everything. It just makes it easier for them, and it's way better for me.
Yes, I think everybody wins, because you don't have that pressure of having to do it, especially if somebody's there buffering your carpet, right, or extracting whatever process you use. So, Jeff, yeah, there are so many applications I can think for this, whether it is a national closed networking group like BNI or a Provisors, or if you have some other organizations. Can you maybe explain how some of these closed networking, national networking groups are leveraging Pitch 59?
Yeah, so we're working with several different executive directors within the BNI community. We're working with provisors. We're working with several different organizations. The first thing that I want to point out is Pitch 59 does not do what they do. We're not competition with them at all as a networking organization. Pitch 59 is simply the tool that they use within those organizations to refer and introduce each other to their contacts, because it only takes about 5 seconds to make an introduction, a full through introduction that's really well done for anybody that has a pitch card. And so, like, for me, if I wanted to introduce you, Lisa, to somebody else, normally I have to go through the process of doing all that work for you, right? Mm-hmm. And it's intimidating, it's overwhelming, and I think that it's going to take more time than it actually will. And so because of that, when you ask me to refer you, oftentimes I'm like, sure. But then when I leave or when I get back to work, I just forget about it or I don't do it. Right? How many times have you been told, yeah, I'll refer you, and then nothing ever happens? Well, now that you have a pitch card, whenever I want to introduce you to somebody else, or if you ask me to refer you to somebody else, Absolutely. It takes me 5 seconds to do it, and I don't even have to think about how to do it. I just need to know who I need to introduce you to. And you get to do all the work where it has it's got your phone number at the top. It's got your default message with how you like to be introduced and your pitch card. So essentially all you do is just add somebody's name or phone number and tap send. And so the way that we're working with these networking organizations is saying, hey, become affiliates with Pitch 59 first so that they get the discounted rate, and everybody that affiliates with Pitch 59, you make a small commission off of every pitch card that signs up through your code for the life of the pitch card. And those people can become affiliates and then spread it in their organizations. But the more people that have pitch cards around you, the more referrals you'll get, I promise. It just happens naturally because it's so much easier to refer people, and you get to keep them in your network pockets there on the app.
Yes, it's a great way to organize in there, and it really does make sense to be able to do it. And I know you are early into the process of really amplifying so many different ways that you can use Pitch 59. Can you maybe share some developments that are underway, Jeff?
Yeah. Like I said before, I won't tip the full hat here, but I'll give you a few ideas of things that we're working on. So one of the things that I know a lot of networking people are excited about is in the Pitch 59 app, when you put somebody in one of your pockets, it's like a digital Rolodex, essentially, mm-hmm. but you put people in your pockets, and you'll be able to create a pocket in the future where you'll be able to network with those people and schedule networking events and live Zoom meetings and everything right there within that pocket. So you'll be able to say, look, I've got 25 people that I want to work with. We're going to put them all in a pocket and then invite those people to join. Essentially, it kind of becomes its own miniature version of that network. So BNI can use it where their chapters can have individual pockets, and mm-hmm. provisors can do the same thing with their different groups, and everybody can do it however they would like. But it'll just make that pocket go live so that you can communicate and chat with everybody within that pocket, and then just refer each other's pitch cards whenever you want. Yeah. A couple of other things that we're working on is there's a pitch card swap contact swap feature that's going to be coming out, where if you meet somebody in person, you'll be able to share your pitch card with them, and they'll be able to instantly share their information back with you, whether or not they have a pitch card. And when they do that, it'll create a contact card for them in your leads pocket within your network. And it'll automatically set a reminder, and you'll be able to adapt this however you want, but it'll remind you to reach out to that person 2 days later or something like that with all their contact information and everything right there. So it kind of becomes like a miniature CRM version for people that don't need a big CRM. But if you do use a CRM, it'll automatically sync with your CRM so that it'll just import those people's information into your CRM from your pitch card. One of the cool features about that we're working on is that you'll be able to scan somebody's business card as well, and it'll create that contact card off of their business card.
So this takes networking to a whole different level. And again, what I love about it, it's 24/7. So you can be off doing something else in your business, and your pitch card can be doing the work for you. We have all of that. Yeah. So
and your pitch card isn't just like this. It's really you. Mm-hmm. Like it's you doing your networking, just a recorded version of you. And so there's still that human element and that emotional connection that happens, which we love.
Yeah, really great point on that. So as you've started Pitch 59, Jeff, I'd be very interested in maybe what are some of the challenges you've faced and how you've been able to overcome them?
Yeah, great question. So, we've had a lot of challenges over the last 5.5 years. Near starvation has been one of them, where we haven't been able to make ends meet, and team members have gone months without pay and everything just to make sure that we could keep going. We've got a very diligent and dedicated team that really cares about the mission of Pitch 59 and not so much about the money, which we're super grateful for. But then we also have, we didn't have another company that we could just model Pitch 59 after. Mm-hmm. It's not like we could go and say, well, let's build it like Netflix, or let's build it like this company and just do something a little different. We were creating this entirely from scratch and building out this idea of these pitch cards and then referrals and networking and introductions and everything. And so it's taken us a long time to get to this point because there's been so much failure along the way, where we built something and then realized that it didn't work, or it didn't work quite right. And so we had to change it and tweak it. But one of our biggest challenges that we'd had since day one is that when people come on to Pitch 59 and create their pitch cards, it's not a hard sell. Like when you see what it is, you're going to be like, oh, that's awesome. And when you find out it's only $129 per year if you sign up through like Lisa's affiliate code and everything, it saves 20% off if you sign up through an affiliate. That it's an easy sell. Like when people see it, they're like, that's a no-brainer. That replaces the cost of my business card and it does all this other stuff. Yeah, I'll sign it. But what we had was a lot of people signing up, but never creating and finishing their pitch cards because of the pitch component of it. And we found out that from a lot of our clients that they're like, I just don't know what to say in my pitch. And if I don't know what to say in my pitch, the thought of me recording myself saying that is really intimidating and overwhelming. And so we went to work about a little over a year ago, building out what we call the Elevator Pitch Creator. And it's an AI came out at the perfect time for Pitch 59. But what we did was we built in this process now where you don't have to know what to say in your pitch. All you do is just answer 5 questions. And Pitch 59's AI will generate your elevator pitch for you. We've programmed it so that it'll generate the right structure of an elevator pitch, the right length, the right everything for you. All you need to do is just answer those 5 questions. And then once you've answered those 5 questions, it creates your pitch. And then you just tap record and it puts your pitch in the teleprompter on your video camera, on your phone, or on your desktop. And you can just record it right there. So it just made it really easy for people to create their pitch cards. And now we used to have like 10% of our clients finish their pitch cards in the first week or two. Now we're closer to 90% in the first week or two because of that change.
That's great. And it is exciting. And yes, that's the whole point, is you want to be able to have that communication, but you don't want to record it if you're not going to sound like you know what you're talking about. So that was a great timing on that. So, Jeff, one thing I love to do is to invite people. We're going to partner together. We're going to have an event coming up on Thursday, December 12th. It will be noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. So Thursday, December 12th, we're going to have an event called The Secret to Getting Daily Referrals, where you can see how Pitch 59 works. You can see it is a no-brainer, as Jeff said, to be able to create this business card that is you being swapped around to people who would be great referrals for you, and you able to connect with them. So I'd like to invite everybody, and we'll put the link in the show notes to make sure we can have that. So Jeff, anything else as we wrap up today? Any final words?
Yeah, I would say come to that training that we're doing on December 12th. It'll be a fantastic one. And it'll be about 45 minutes. But in that, we teach the psychology of why people refer you and why they don't refer you, and what you can do to change that so that you start getting referrals every day. Most people don't set referral goals because they feel like they can't control them. Well, we'll teach you how you can start controlling the number of referrals that you get, and we'll show you how to do that with a pitch card. So, all
right. And it's better. You've got that accountability. You've got a whole group of people, and it's great to have that support. So, Jeff, thank you for being with us today. Really appreciate your time and really these insights as we move into a new world of networking. All right. So
Thank you so much, Lisa.
All right. There's a new way to network, and it can be done virtually across the country, across the world. Be sure to check out the show notes for that upcoming event with Jeff and a few of my friends called The Secret to Getting Daily Referrals, especially if you're challenged to have other people refer you. And so join me here next week. I'm scheduled to meet with a master networker who has spent decades and decades really breaking the code on building relationships in a way I've never really seen done before. And if you're unsure of the value you provide versus others in your industry, reach out to me. I have an end of the year Jumpstart January offer. Get on my calendar for an hour, and I'll help you work through your challenge with messaging, how to position your brand, or even creating offers that people want to buy. So until next week, go chase your passion. It will reveal your purpose, and you'll present yourself with that personal brand of integrity. It's the one that attracts the right people to you and leads you to discover your legendary self. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you here next week.